I stop, hand on a thin branch. There's a faded ribbon, almost invisible in the late light. It could be a helpful arrow or a rope to someone's seasonal pen. In that small, first split second, the whole walk changes. Which way do you go? Let me show you a simple routine so that tiny decision stays safe and respectful. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 3 marker types: ribbons, cairns, and tracks, my strict 2 confirmation trust rule, and 2 calm scripts you can use to ask a host or shepherd. If you want the quick reference, visit Travel Diary after the episode and download the Trail Breadcrumbs card. Icons, red flag cues, and audio phrases you can screenshot before a short walk. First, ribbons and flags. You see a ribbon tied to a branch or a post, check the height and the knot. If it's high above a walking line or tied in a way that suggests it's marking a work area, be cautious. Public path ribbons are usually at shoulder height or lower and often repeated along the route, 3 or more in a short stretch. Bright colors used by groups or trail volunteers tend to be tied in consistent knots at similar heights. A solitary ribbon tied low across a terrace or to a shepherd's corral, that probably marks private or seasonal use. When in doubt, don't follow it alone.
Next, cairns and stacked stones. A neat single pile on a ridge can be a waypoint. Sometimes visitors add them, sometimes locals use them. A deliberate line of cairns pointing along a ridge or saddle is a stronger sign of a route. Important rule: never add to a cairn. Even a small pile changes drainage and confuses others, plus it can disturb grazing boundaries or ritual markers. If a stack looks new and out of place, favor other cues before following it.
Third, tracks, boot lines, donkey hooves, tire ruts. Repetition matters. Many shallow, parallel boot prints showing a clear direction suggest a used footpath. Deep tire ruts that cut across terraces or follow vehicle lines often mean private access. Recent tire tracks uphill from a house could be someone's farm road. Animal tracks can lead into grazing areas that aren't for visitors. Look for direction, depth, and a worn line you can actually walk on. If the track is just a hint through scrub, pause. The conservative trust rule? Say it with me. Follow a marker only if you have 2 confirming cues. That could be a visible worn path plus a marker, or 2 independent markers pointing the same way. If you don't have 2 confirmations, stop and ask. I repeat, follow markers only with 2 confirmations. Never cross fenced fields or step over irrigation channels to follow a single ribbon or loose stones. If unsure, retrace to the last obvious junction and use the main road or ask at the guest house. Here are 2 short, calm scripts you can use. First, in English, is this path public? Speak slowly, smile, expect a short answer like, yes, it goes to the viewpoint, or no, that goes to my field. Second, will this trail go to the viewpoint? Now the slow Urdu transliterations you can say if your host prefers. Kya ye rasta awami hai? And kya ye rasta nazare ki taraf jata hai? Say them politely and wait. People often answer in 2 words, and that's all you need. If you get an unsure look, go back and ask somewhere else. Low-impact walking habits? Step where others stepped so you don't widen the path. Avoid stepping on terraces or young grass. Pack out any trash. And please, do not add stones or tie new ribbons. If you want to remember a turn, take a photo of the marker. Note a physical landmark like big walnut tree on the left, or jot a GPS pin on your phone. These are all better than changing the land for everyone else.
Red flags. Stop immediately if you see any of these. A single ribbon leading across a terrace wall, markers placed over irrigation banks, or tracks that disappear into dense scrub with no worn line. Also beware of a route that forces you to cross a fenced enclosure or a steep, unstable slope. If you see these, don't test the route. Go back and ask at the nearest house or guest house.
Quick recap. 3 marker types: ribbons, cairns, tracks. Trust only with 2 confirmations. Use the 2 short scripts to ask, and never add your own markers. Photograph or pin instead. If anything looks like a red flag, retrace and ask for help. These small habits keep you safe and keep the valleys intact. If you'd like a handy card to save on your phone, icons, the red flag checklist, and the audio phrases, visit Travel Diary and download the Trail Breadcrumbs card. Screenshot it before your short walks, and you'll have the scripts and cues at your fingertips. Thanks for taking a thoughtful step into the valleys. Walk gently, ask when you need to, and enjoy the view.